Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Welcome to your Friday night. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Skies are slowly clearing out. Now it does become colder. We'll talk about how low temperatures go tonight, how high they get tomorrow, and whether we'll see any sunshine before the weekend is over. And of course, your 7-day forecast in minutes.
Okay, Andrew, it is the hottest gift this holiday season. Tonight, a Metro Detroit man with a warning about how he got scammed reselling a PlayStation 5.
We're going to begin, though, with the Local 4 defenders uncovering shocking new details about a case of a teen with special needs who says she was raped by a coworker at Jimmy John's. The franchise company is now being sued in connection with this alleged attack that occurred in August in Sterling Heights.
Company documents show that weeks prior to the attack, the company knew they had danger on staff, but apparently did nothing about it. Here's Local 4 defender Sean Lay.
The victim in this case, she's a teen, she's special needs. This was her first job. She had no idea there was a potential danger there when she started. New documents show that the ownership apparently did know.
But if I knew someone who's going to be around women who had a previous criminal sexual misconduct conviction, I wouldn't hire them. And if they were already hired, I probably would fire them on the spot.
Jerry Brown Pegues was convicted of sexually assaulting a woman at a Troy, Michigan works office in 2017. He did prison time, was out on parole, got a job as a delivery driver at this Jimmy John's in Sterling Heights, and now the owner of the shop, Clinton Township franchise group Turner Services, through its own internal documents, knew Pegues was a danger to women and kept him on staff anyway. Turner emails June 11th of this year. Turner Services found out Pegues was a felon convicted of sex crimes when Pegues applied to become a manager, and then a background check was done. The store owner writing HR that day, ever since he told me that, it makes me uncomfortable with leaving him in a position of power, being alone in a store with my 16-year-old female employees at night, etc. HR's response, a criminal conviction of the level mentioned in your email below would prohibit him from being in a position in which he would manage or be responsible for staff members. Even with those safety concerns, Pegues was kept on. Employees then complained about his alleged sexually explicit behavior with them. August 15th, the 17-year-old says Pegues forced her into his storage room and raped her. The girl and her family are suing the franchise company. The internal emails are from Turner Services' response to that lawsuit, showing 66 days passed from when Turner discussed Pegues' conviction and risk to when the teen was attacked.
And they left him there, and a month and a half later, Sean, he raped my client. It's so despicable.
Police investigated the entire incident. Pegues was sent right back to prison on a parole violation. Attorneys for the Turner Group say they're still going over all the evidence here and cannot talk about the case right now. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
All right, Sean, a warning tonight about anyone trying to sell one of the hottest holiday gifts on the resale market.
Troy police say they're investigating multiple cases of people being scammed while reselling the PlayStation 5. Larry Spruill is live in Troy, and Larry, police believe they have two incidents that might be connected.
Yeah, Kimberly, and that's because they said the suspects were driving the same type of car. Now, I did speak with one of the victims, and he tells me he thought he was doing everything right. He was selling his PS5. He met them in an open public place with a lot of people, and it happened in daytime. He says tonight he is out of his PS5 and his money.
I basically listed this item that I wanted to sell on Facebook Marketplace, pretty normal thing. And this guy reached out to me and he was just saying, hey, I'm interested. Can we meet up? And I said, sure. I'd prefer to meet in like a public space.
And so they did. The victim, who we are not identifying for safety reasons, says he met the buyer driving a Dodge Charger in a parking lot at a very busy shopping center right here in Troy on November 18th.
He wanted to take a look at the PS5 while I was counting the cash, basically. And he basically got it, ran into his car, drove away. And while I was counting the bills, I found out that half of them were singles. He basically got away with it and paid me less than half of what I was supposed to.
Now, the PlayStation 5 is one of the newest and most popular electronics out right now, roughly costing about $500, but goes for much more on resale markets. Troy police are noticing more scams involving the hot item.
Troy is not unique. This is happening, unfortunately, not just in Troy, but around the country. Another one happened actually, as brazen as it sounds, in the circle driveway of our parking lot. So right in front of our main doors, which is actually labeled as a Craigslist safe zone.
This incident also happened on November 18th. The suspects, again, driving a Dodge Charger, asked to look at the PlayStation 5 and drove off without paying anything. And again, police say the two incidents are connected. That's because the suspect or suspects were driving the same type of car. They also believe there could be more victims out there, that they're targeting more people online as we get closer to Christmas. We're live in Troy tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Well, Larry, it sounds like these victims did everything right. Did police give any more safety tips about how you should do this kind of swap in the future?
Yeah, Kimberly, and so they did everything right. They met in a public place, but police say they also could have brought a friend along with them and to have their cell phone available just in case you have to take a picture or a video, just in case something goes wrong. Kimberly?
Okay, Larry, thanks. The CDC is now recommending people wear masks, both indoors and outdoors at all times, except when they're at home.
The new universal mask wearing recommendation is the strongest mask guidance yet. It comes as the U.S. saw its deadliest day of the pandemic. More than 3,100 Americans dead from the virus in the past 24 hours. Here in Michigan, the state reporting 8,689 new cases of COVID-19, along with 81 more deaths. Other headlines tonight, Governor Whitmer is requesting $300 million from state lawmakers to fight the virus, and $100 million in aid for residents and businesses hit the hardest by the pandemic. Meanwhile, with the 3-week pause in high school sports set to expire next week, we don't know that it will, but set to, the Michigan High School Athletic Association is calling on the governor to allow football, volleyball, and girls swimming to restart their seasons on December 9th.
All right, well, a pretty chilly start to the weekend here.
Yeah. Andrew in for Ben tonight, tracking some dropping temperatures. Andrew?
That's right. Fortunately, not dropping snowflakes, no dropping chilly raindrops out there, but yes, the temperatures will be plummeting tonight. Temperatures today, though, made up to around 46 degrees, well above average. The average high this time of year is 40. The record high, 64, set back in 1941, but 46, 6 degrees above average. Even the low this morning of 36 was also above average. But you'll notice the average low is in the upper 20s, and that's what we'll see overnight. We've gone from 40s into middle 30s right now, and the temperature goes down a few more notches. But it remains dry, not just here in Motown, but across all of southeast Michigan. It's 37 degrees right now under cloudy skies. As those clouds break apart, we'll see temperatures in the low 30s and upper 20s by morning. But where do temperatures go from here? Any more sunshine coming back for Saturday and Sunday? That and your 7-day forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew. Hundreds of boats badly damaged as fire rips through one of Monroe County's largest marinas. This was the view from Sky 4 this morning over the Toledo Beach Marina in LaSalle Township. Firefighters on the scene for hours before they could get this fire under control. Now, fortunately, no one was hurt, but a lot of boat owners lost everything they had there.
Hundreds would be an understatement. I know there's at least 100 gas powered boats and then a lot of sailboats as well.
Our phones just started going crazy about 6:45, 7 o'clock. With our boat being in the building right next to it, we got here as fast as we could.
It's just awful. An investigation is underway right now as they still are trying to figure out what started the fire.
Police are looking for one person after a chase ends with a crash on 8 Mile. Police say a passenger in the car ran after the driver slammed into 2 cars at 8 Mile near the state fairgrounds in Ferndale. Officers say it started when the driver sped off as he tried to make a traffic stop in Hazel Park. The driver was taken into custody. Police say the passenger ran into a nearby neighborhood. Nobody was hurt.
Some big news out of Washington tonight. A judge is ordering the Trump administration to restore DACA. The Obama-era program was meant to shield undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children from future deportation. President Trump tried to end the Dreamers program back in September of 2017. Well, a federal judge has ruled the program must be fully reinstated and that the Department of Homeland Security website has to begin accepting new applicants by Monday.
Still ahead, it is one of Ford's biggest releases in years.
Why customers are going to have to wait just a little bit longer before getting the chance to buy the all-new Ford Bronco.
A mother confronted on the road by two armed carjackers, the desperate plea she made to them before making a daring escape.
But first, he was convicted of a Detroit cold case murder just a few years ago when DNA linked him to the victim's body. Why the conviction is now being overturned. Next.